I'm Simon Lader, and this is the Career Transformation Podcast. Hi, this is Simon. The video sound quality on this podcast isn't brilliant, but hopefully the quality of the message will compensate for the poor quality of the audio. We'll get it better next time, I promise. Hey, this is Simon Lader. I wanted to talk to you about a really important issue, which is what happens when you go and tell your boss that you are leaving. Something called a counteroffer is probably one of the most dangerous things that can happen when you're in an interview process. And I'll tell you why. First of all, let's just look at some statistics. Something that was told to me a while ago, I'm not sure if it's still true, but it's probably a pretty good barometer, is that 90% of people who are counteroffered have left the position, if they accept it, within a year, and 50% within 6 months. Now, what does that mean? Okay, so let's start from the beginning. What is a counteroffer? A counteroffer is when you've been offered a job and you go to your boss and say, hey, I've decided I'm leaving and I'm going to hand in my notice and go and do something else. And your boss says, no, please stay. We love you. We need you. You have to stay. What can we do to keep you here? And you say, well, wow, they really like me. Gosh, never realised. Okay, well, this other company have offered me an extra $10,000, or this other company have said that I can get a promotion, or I'm joining a slightly higher role within the company, or they're giving me a nicer car, or whatever it is. So if you can match that, then I might as well stay. And your boss says, yeah, fine, no problem at all. There's an extra 10 grand, there's a nicer car, there, you get the corner office overlooking the bay, whatever it is. And you walk away and you think, result. What could possibly be wrong with that? Now, let's just rewind. Okay, now, it's 3 months earlier, or 2 months earlier, whatever it is, and you have been frustrated, you've been upset, depressed, feeling just not a sense of self-worth, whatever those emotions were that initially triggered you to start your job hunt, or initially triggered you when a headhunter called you to say, you know what, yeah, I'm interested in pursuing whatever this endeavor is. So as you have participated in the interview process and you've got to a point where somebody is offering you and has offered you a job, very often you've forgotten all about why it was that you wanted to leave in the first place. Primarily because most of your emotional investment is being made in joining or thinking about joining the new company. It's almost like when you go on vacation or you plan to go on vacation, you're thinking about where you're going. You don't really think about where you're leaving. You're not thinking about, oh, I need to, I'm leaving the house, okay? How many times have you gone on vacation and on the way to the airport realised that you forgot your passport? I've done it. How many times have you been on the way to the store and you've left your car, you've left your cell phone or your wallet? I've done it. And of course, 3 years ago, we were driving from Las Vegas to, we were driving cross country. We were driving from Las Vegas all the way to New York, I think it was. And we got as far as Kingman, which is only about an hour and a half away, when I realised that I'd left my wallet at home. Yes, I did that. We were so focused on where we were going, I hadn't given enough thought about leaving where I was, which is why my wallet was still on my dresser. True story. Ask my kids. So, you get to the end of the interview process, and very often all of these feelings and all of this kind of emotion about why you are leaving has been forgotten, but it's still there. The same way I'd forgotten my wallet, it was still there on my dresser. So here's the thing. You then get to the end of that process and your boss goes, here's an extra 10 grand. And immediately you're thinking, okay, maybe that's just as good as where I'm going. But all this is going to do is paper over the cracks of what the underlying problem was that caused you 2 months ago to want to leave. And the problem when you paper over the cracks is those cracks are still there. when you are given more money, it's a little bit like a band-aid. The problem with a band-aid is it falls off. An anaesthetic wears off. Money is never a reason to move from one job to the next. It's very nice, don't get me wrong, money gets you to buy stuff, and who doesn't want more stuff? But that's not the reason why you're moving from over here to over there. There's always going to be something else. And so when you are counter-offered, when they say, oh, stay for a bit more money or whatever else, they are almost never addressing the underlying problems of why you are looking to leave. But that's not the main problem. The main problem is this. Imagine that you come home from, imagine that someone comes to you and says, I want to leave you. Whether it's, your girlfriend, when you're in college, your girlfriend, comes to you and says, do you know what? I want to leave you. And you're thinking immediately, okay, well, she might as well go. Okay, if she wants to leave, she should go. What would happen if you said, no, please stay, please stay, please stay, please stay, please stay? Now, in all of the time that she stays, at the back of your mind, you're thinking, but does she really want to be here? Does she really want to be here? Is she only staying because I begged her to, because I paid her to? It's the same thing with an employer. You've basically said you don't want to be there anymore. So when they counteroffer you, they are basically saying, no, you're going to leave when we are ready for you to go, not when you are. And they know that you're going to be leaving soon anyway, because again, they know that their counteroffer is purely papering over the cracks. It's not addressing the root problem. So if you stay, rest assured, in most cases, they're either waiting for you to leave anyway, so they are already planning for your successor, or they're already hiring them. And then you'll go when they are ready for you to go, not when you are. Rest assured, if you are counter-offered, it's not because they want you to stay, it's because they need the job you are doing filled. And if you're leaving anyway, they need to make sure that that job is filled before you go. Counter-offering is a way for an organization to keep that job filled by the guy that's doing it before they can find his inevitable replacement. That's the problem with counter-offering. Don't get me wrong, it's very nice and very flattering to be told by a company, please don't go, please stay, we'll do anything that you want to keep you. But I guarantee you, they're not doing it because they want you, they're doing it because they need this position filled, and you're the guy that's currently filling it. That's the big problem with counter-offers, and that's why within 6 months, half of them have gone. Within 12 months, 9 out of 10 have gone, if those statistics are still correct, and I have no reason to believe them they're not. That's why you should never accept a counter-offer. Remember, all of the problems that were there 2 or 3 months ago are still there now, even though you've not really been thinking about them. And the reason why your company are counter-offering you is because they want the job filled. They don't necessarily want you to be the one that's filling it in the long term. That's my thought for today. Have a good day. Happy hunting. All the best.